Did you guys see this story, which blew my mind, about transgender athletes? All right, I got a story for you that I feel like at times I am the last reasonable person on the planet. Did you see the story that came out from NBC News saying that people don't really have a problem with transgender athletes until they start dominating sports? In particular, when they are men who decide to become women and they have the advantages of biology which have allowed them to be bigger, stronger, and faster than women, even if they get a biological treatment designed to lower their overall testosterone level, they are still better than all women, right? A top male athlete who decides to get hormone therapy and become a woman is still going to dominate, especially if they are in their 20s or 30s. All right, so this is a story that I find fascinating, and I want to lead it off with this example. I was out to dinner the other night with a law school classmate, and he said that his 4-year-old, they got an email for the elite private school that she attended that everyone should know that a 4-year-old in the school system was gender non-conforming, and so she was not going to be the gender that she was. She wanted to be he. I said, are you kidding me? 4-year-olds are all gender non-conforming, okay? Moreover, as my wife said when she heard this story, we won't let our 4-year-old pick his own food because all he would eat is chips and cookies for every meal for the rest of his life. This is pure insanity. We are losing all touch with reasonableness. I don't know why reasonable people won't come forward and say, look, I don't have any problem if you want to change your gender. But if you decide to change your gender before you are 18 years old, it shouldn't be allowed. Think back to when you were 15, 16, or 17 years old in high school. Think about all the ridiculous things you might have done or others you knew might have done. It is shocking to me that medical professionals will agree to change the gender of a teenager before that teenager has even reached the age of majority and can even think about whether or not they might be just a little bit depressed or just a little bit of a wacky time in their life. I think this is pure balderdash. I think this is the height of insanity, okay? It is not transphobia to believe that someone should wait till they're at least 18 to decide what gender they are. And also, biology is real. You have a penis or you have a vagina. The idea that you can decide to be whatever gender you want to be and then play a sport that is different than your gender is one of the most ludicrous ideas I have ever heard in my life. Where are all the reasonable people? I think they're afraid of being shouted down by all of the tiny segment of people on social media who would attack them. This is what happened to Martina Navratilova. Remember Martina Navratilova, one of the best women's tennis players of all time? She got absolutely ripped when she had the gall to say in an op-ed piece for the Sunday Times of London, a man can decide to be female, take hormones if required by whatever sporting organization is concerned, win everything in sight, and perhaps earn a small fortune, and then reverse his decision and go back to making babies if he so desires. It's insane and it's cheating. And she was ripped for this. She was ripped for this for having the stones, the balls, the DBAP lifestyle to say, wait a minute, this is beyond the point of being inclusive and diverse and welcoming. You can't have male athletes deciding to become women, getting some testosterone removed or estrogen pumped in or whatever else, and then allowing them to compete against female athletes. Because if men decide to do this who are good athletes, they will win every sport and they will set every record. This is not crazy. This is not some wild hypothesis by me. This is biological fact. And so when I see these stories happening, I just sit back and I say, where is the reasonableness? Where are the adults in these kind of situations to stand up and say, you know what? This is beyond absurd. This makes no sense. This is completely illogical. I'm going to have to block this guy because he's too fucking stupid. So you allow kids to drive at 16, but you don't think they can make decisions? There's a difference between driving a car and getting your dick cut off. All right? Is that a complicated concept to understand? I think that a 16-year-old can be trusted to drive to the grocery store or drive before midnight, even though 16-year-olds often make bad decisions. But there's a big difference between allowing a 16-year-old to make a permanent decision about whether he removes his penis forever and whether or not he goes out to Sonic and gets some tater tots and some mozzarella sticks on his own. Are people so stupid that they can't understand the difference there? We don't allow 16-year-olds to vote for president, but we allow them to change their gender? What is the world coming to? Why does nobody... There are medical professionals out here. Why can they not say, yeah, we're not going to allow this? This is not a good move. And then if you do change your gender, you shouldn't be able to compete in high school athletics. This is ludicrous. This is absolute insanity.